Imagine finding someone you love frozen solid, naked, and stuffed upside down inside a garbage can. The temperature outside is freezing cold. The body has been missing for weeks. When police arrive, they see bruises shaped like fingerprints around the neck. They notice wounds from fighting back. They find signs of a violent struggle. But here is the twist that makes no sense. The official report says it was an accident. No crime, no murder, just a bad drug overdose. How does a young woman end up dead in a trash bin in the middle of winter? And police call it an accident. This is the story of Amanda Wienckowski, a 20-year-old woman whose death remains one of the most shocking cases in Buffalo, New York. Her family has been fighting for justice for over 16 years. Many doctors have said she was murdered. Evidence points to a violent death. Yet her death paper still says accidental overdose. What really happened that cold December night in 2008? Who was the last person to see Amanda alive? And why has no one been arrested for what happened to her? The answers will shock you, make you angry, and make you question everything you think you know about justice in America. Amanda Wienckowski was born and raised in Buffalo, New York. She was a bright and hard-working young woman with big dreams. In 2006, she finished high school at Niagara Wheatfield High School. Her mother, Leslie Brill Meserole, remembers Amanda as someone full of life and energy. Amanda was crowned Miss Teen Buffalo at one point when she was a teenager. She was part of everything from dance to swimming to gymnastics. She was the kind of girl who wanted to try everything and be good at all of it. But Amanda had one dream that was bigger than all others. She wanted to become a police officer. She wanted to make a difference in her community. She wanted to protect people and bring justice to those who needed it most. To reach this goal, Amanda joined a special program to get her police officer license. She was one step closer to making her dream come true. Everything seemed to be going well for this hard-working young woman. However, life had other plans for Amanda. Her mother Leslie says that Amanda met some dangerous people while working on her police training. These were people involved in drugs and crime. Somewhere along the way, Amanda started using heroin. What started as trying drugs quickly became a serious problem. Amanda told her mother once that it felt like the devil was chasing her. No matter how hard she tried to run away, she could still feel the heavy breathing on the back of her neck. Drug use took over Amanda's life. The bright girl with big dreams became trapped in a nightmare she could not escape. But Amanda was a fighter. She did not want to be controlled by drugs. With her mother's help, she tried many times to get clean. Leslie did everything she could to help her daughter. She spent money they did not have on treatment programs. She stayed by Amanda's side through every time she fell back into drugs and every try at getting better. But heroin is a monster that does not let go easily. To pay for her drugs, Amanda ended up doing sex work. She would have sex with people for drugs or money to buy drugs. This is where a man named Adam Patterson comes into the story. Adam was much older than Amanda and acted as her boss. He lived on the Tuscarora Reservation in Lewiston, and Amanda lived with him. Adam knew people who could give Amanda what she needed. He would set up meetings between Amanda and these people. Then he would drive her to their homes so the exchanges could happen. This was Amanda's life in the weeks before she disappeared. Despite her problems, Amanda was trying to fix her life. She was taking criminal justice classes at Niagara County Community College. She also worked at a bar called Cocktail Bob's. She had not given up on her dreams completely. She was still fighting to become the person she knew she could be. December 5th, 2008 started like any other day for Amanda. She was supposed to work her shift at Cocktail Bob's that evening. But then Adam Patterson called her at work. He had just gotten off the phone with someone named Antoine Garner. Antoine wanted to meet with Amanda for paid sex. Adam had set up the whole thing. Amanda asked a coworker to cover her shift. Then she left the bar and got into Adam's car. Antoine Garner was not a good person. At 22 years old, he already had a history of violence and crime. People in the neighborhood said he was scary and dangerous. He was built like a bodybuilder and had a reputation for hurting people. His street name was Justice, but there was nothing fair about him. Adam drove Amanda to Antoine's house on Buffalo's east side. According to Adam's story, Amanda got out of the car and went inside. Adam says he waited outside in his car. About an hour passed. Then Amanda called Adam. According to Adam, she told him not to wait for her because she would be a while, so Adam drove away. He says he went home around 8:30 that evening. He says he had no idea where Amanda went after that. Adam Patterson's story is important because he was supposedly the last person to see Amanda before she went into Antoine's house. When Amanda did not come home that night, Leslie began to worry. Amanda always stayed in touch with her mother. Even when she was high or in trouble, she would return her mother's calls. But this time was different. Amanda's phone went straight to voicemail. Hours turned into a full day. Then another day passed. Leslie knew something was very wrong. On December 7th, 2008, Leslie reported her daughter missing to the Buffalo police. The police right away wanted to speak with Adam Patterson since he was the last known person to be with Amanda. Adam told police exactly what he told everyone else. He drove Amanda to Antoine Garner's house for paid sex. Amanda called him and told him to leave. He went home around 8:30 and had not heard from her since. The police then needed to speak with the person who actually saw Amanda last. That person was Antoine Garner. When officers arrived at Antoine's home, he had a completely different story. Antoine said yes, Adam and Amanda did come to his house that evening. But he said Amanda only stayed for 10 to 15 minutes. According to Antoine, Amanda then left with Adam. The two stories did not match at all. The police asked Antoine directly if he had sex with Amanda that night. Antoine said no to everything. He said Amanda came to his house. They talked for a short time. He gave her what she came for, and she left. No sex, no touching. Nothing physical happened between them. This story raised big warning signs. People like Antoine do not give things away for free, especially in deals like these. The whole thing is based on trading. You give something, and you get something back. There is no free stuff. But Antoine said he was feeling nice that day, and simply gave Amanda what she wanted without asking for anything. The police found his story hard to believe. They also found Adam's story suspicious. One of them was lying. Maybe both of them were lying. Days turned into weeks. Amanda's mother and friends searched everywhere they could think of. They checked empty buildings, back streets, drug houses, and anywhere else Amanda might have gone. But she was nowhere to be found. As Christmas came and then passed, the fear grew stronger. Over a month went by with no sign of Amanda Wienckowski. For families of missing people, the first 48 hours are the most important. After that, the chances of finding someone alive drop a lot. A month meant the worst was probably true. Then on January 9th, 2009, everything changed. Someone called 911. The caller's name has never been told to the public. The person told police they could find something important in a garbage can on the east side of Buffalo. Police rushed to the location. When they arrived, they saw the garbage can was in a church parking lot. Even more important, it was right across the street from where Antoine Garner lived. Officers walked up to the large trash bin carefully. When they opened the lid and looked inside, they saw something horrible. A frozen body was stuffed inside upside down. The victim was completely naked. Because the body was frozen solid and the head was shaved bald, officers could not tell right away if it was male or female. The face and neck showed clear signs of harm. There were marks that looked like bruises. The only way to identify the person was a butterfly tattoo on the neck. Amanda Wienckowski had a butterfly tattoo on her neck. Police had to call Amanda's family to come identify the body. Her brother was the one who confirmed the terrible news. It was Amanda, the young woman who wanted to be a police officer, the daughter who fought so hard against her demons, the girl who still had dreams despite everything life threw at her. She was gone, and she had been dead for over a month. When Amanda's brother called their mother to tell her what he had just seen, Leslie's world fell apart completely. For weeks she had held on to hope that maybe Amanda was just hiding somewhere. Maybe she was too ashamed to come home. Maybe she would walk through the door any day asking for forgiveness. But now, there was no hope left. Only questions. How did Amanda end up in that garbage can? Who put her there? And most importantly, what happened during those missing hours between when she entered Antoine's house and when her frozen body was found? The location of the body was very suspicious. The garbage can belonged to a church right across from Antoine Garner's home. The same Antoine Garner who said Amanda left his house after only 15 minutes. The same Antoine Garner who said nothing physical happened between them. Police brought Antoine in for questioning again. But Antoine said he had nothing to do with Amanda's death. He even said that if he had killed her, he would not be stupid enough to dump her body almost in his own front yard. Amanda's body was taken to the Erie County Medical Examiner's office for an autopsy. This is where the case took an unbelievable turn. The first autopsy said that Amanda Wienckowski died from an accidental drug overdose. According to the medical examiner, Amanda got high, became confused, somehow ended up in a trash can, and died there by accident. The report said nothing about the bruises on her body. It ignored the wounds from fighting back. It ignored the fact that she was found naked and frozen. According to the official ruling, Amanda's death was an accident. No crime had happened. This ending was absolutely shocking to anyone who looked at the evidence. You did not need to be a doctor to see that something violent had happened to Amanda. Her body told a story that the medical examiner refused to see. But because the death was called accidental, there was no murder investigation, no suspects, no arrests. The case was basically closed before it ever really began. Amanda's family refused to accept this. Leslie Brill Messerol hired a lawyer named Stephen Cohen to fight for justice. In November 2011, almost 3 years after Amanda's death, a second autopsy was done. This time, 2 independent doctors looked at Amanda's body. Their findings were very different from the first report. According to these doctors, Amanda had been strangled to death with bare hands. She had wounds showing she fought against her attacker, and the drug levels in her body were not high enough to cause an overdose or death. The second autopsy also found something truly disturbing. Amanda's tongue was missing from her body. The experts said that someone had murdered Amanda. This was not an accident. This was murder. The 2 autopsies were completely opposite. One said accident, The other said murder. Stephen Cohen also asked for an independent drug test. The results showed that while Amanda did have drugs in her body, the levels were far too low to cause death. However, she did have high levels of a date rape drug in her body. DNA evidence was also found on Amanda's body. Antoine said he never touched Amanda. He said nothing physical happened between them. So why was his DNA found on her body? A third autopsy was ordered by the district attorney in early 2012. This one was done by Dr. Scott Lapointe. However, this autopsy failed to say how she died. Some reports mentioned a possible fourth autopsy, but the results were the same. Unable to tell. Despite all the evidence pointing to murder, Amanda's official death certificate still said cause of death as accidental drug overdose based on that very first bad autopsy. Leslie Brill Messerol could not let this wrong stand. In September 2021, almost 13 years after her daughter was found in that trash can, Leslie filed a lawsuit against Erie County and the chief medical examiner. She wanted Amanda's cause of death changed from accidental overdose to either murder or unknown. Her goal was simple: either change the death certificate or reopen the investigation so the truth could finally be found. But in January 2022, a judge threw out the lawsuit. The reason given was too much time had passed. The time to challenge the original death certificate had closed years ago. Can you imagine being Amanda's mother? Can you imagine fighting for over 10 years only to be told it is too late? Your daughter was murdered. Many experts confirm she was strangled. DNA evidence links suspects to her body, but because of a technicality, nothing can be done. The anger and heartbreak Leslie has gone through is unimaginable. Throughout all of this, Antoine Garner remained a free man. Well, free from charges related to Amanda's death anyway. Because in 2013, 5 years after Amanda disappeared, Antoine was arrested for a series of violent crimes. The timing of these crimes is scary. They happened between December 2008 and January 2009. The exact time period when Amanda went missing and was later found dead. He attacked another woman by choking her with his bare hands until she almost died. The same method, the same violence, the same pattern. He was sentenced to 18 years in prison in 2013. Think about that for a moment. A man with a history of choking women. A man whose DNA was found on Amanda's body. A man who lied about touching her. Yet he walks free from her case because of one wrong autopsy report. In April 2021, new evidence surfaced. A witness came forward claiming Antoine used a stun gun on Amanda before taking her life. A scientific report backed this up, showing marks on her body that matched stun gun burns. Amanda's mother tried raising $12,000 to have her daughter's body examined one more time. The district attorney promised to reopen the case if solid new evidence appeared. But here we are in 2025, and nothing has changed. Antoine could walk out of prison in 2031, free. While Amanda's mother has spent 16 years fighting, crying, and begging for someone to care. She has paid for autopsies out of her own pocket. She has hired lawyers. She has knocked on every door possible, all for her daughter who wanted to be a police officer, her daughter who was trying so hard to turn her life around. The evidence is right there. DNA, lies, a history of violence, a body found across the street from his house, medical experts calling it murder. Yet one piece of paper saying accidental overdose has stopped everything. One mistake has denied justice for 16 years. And the clock keeps ticking. Amanda's story should make us uncomfortable. It should make us question how this can happen in our justice system. Subscribe to stay updated on cases like this and be part of a community that refuses to let victims be forgotten. We share these stories not for entertainment, but to shine light on injustice and honor those whose voices were taken from them.